Kylian Mbappe is in trouble. A lot of trouble. From his highs of scoring a hat-trick in the World Cup final to being outperformed by Ollie McBurnie, Mbappe has been getting some heat over the last few weeks as Madrid have dropped a massive 4 points in their first 3 games, with Mbappe doing next to nothing in helping to contribute. For a man that had been compared to some of the greatest ballers ever, how did he end up here? Well, to answer that, we have to go back to the summer of 2022, where this whole Mbappe Madrid saga all kicked off. Now, before this, Mbappe had been on Real Madrid's radar for years. He even went on trial when he was just 12 years old. Mbappe's rise to fame happened rather suddenly, as he made a name for himself in the 2018 World Cup final, being the youngest player to score in the finals since Pelé himself. Ever since that moment, he has been improving and performing even better. Real Madrid placed a bid for Mbappe in the summer of 2022, however it was rejected by PSG as Mbappe would sign a contract extension, keeping him at the club until 2024 with an option to extend an extra year. However, he decided not to extend and decided to leave PSG as a free agent to join Madrid on the 30th of June 2024. Now, in all fairness to him, the welcome he was given was massive. I mean, he was, I think, the biggest signing the club has completed since Ronaldo in 2009. The pressure he was already under without playing a game was huge. And when he eventually made his debut, his performances were kind of underwhelming. But why? Well, to answer that, we have to dive deep into the Matt Footy tactical masterclass, which in other words is just me spitting probably the most vile football opinions for the next 10 minutes. We need to start by figuring out why Madrid have got off to a poor start this season. They've drawn twice in their first 3 games. Let's take the Mallorca game for example. You could say it was Mallorca's keeper, who in all fairness had an incredible game. But there's one key difference I found. Take the front 6, the front 3 and the midfield 3, and show each of their heat maps. Obviously Vinny is mainly found on the left, but then you look at Bellingham. He's found in a similar position to Vinny on the left. Same as Valverde, Tchouaméni, Mbappe, and even Rodrigo, who despite being told to play right wing, was found on the left way too often. There is one flaw to this team. On paper, it looks like the best team in the world, but in reality, I can name a good few players that are playing out of position. Mbappe played most games for PSG out on the wing, and Rodrigo, who despite playing most of his games on the right, plays better on the left. And after all this, you're left with half the players playing near enough the same role, a left winger. And you could see that through the Mallorca game. This leaves the right side far more open, letting Mallorca target that space, which is exactly what they did. This flaw with the Madrid team has a knock-on effect with Mbappe. A lot of people, including me, think he plays best when he's out on the wing. He did it for PSG, he did it for France, and he played very well. However, the problem with him playing left wing at Madrid, as the club could never bench Vinny, neither can they put Vinny striker, which leaves Mbappe stuck in the striker position. This is why I think the Madrid team as a whole is in big trouble. It's just like the Galacticos in the early 2000s. They had loads of good players. Zidane, Beckham, Michael Owen, Figo, Ronaldo and more. But the problem with this Galactico team is it wasn't the right players. They didn't play well together and as a result, it failed. Another reason for Mbappe's rocky start could simply just be down to the pressure. I mean, the constant pressure to do well can often be daunting, and if you look at the stats, they can potentially back this up. In his first 3 league games, he lost possession 36 times, and he's had 17 shots, yet out of those 17 shots, has scored none. So after this poor start, what's next for Mbappe? You can put your thoughts in the comments, but personally I think Mbappe can recover from this rocky start and begin to ball out for Madrid. However, there are still problems with this team that are needing to be fixed, like having a proper number 9 and having more right-sided figures to help try balance the team out. When these problems are solved, Madrid will be able to improve and challenge again for trophies. But what if it doesn't improve? What if Mbappe keeps performing poor? Can he recover? Or will he end up like the most hated player in England? Who is that player, you ask? Well, you can find out by clicking this video right here.